the Brown boys. The Brown boys. The Brown boys. We the Brown boys. The Brown boys. We the Brown boys.
Hey, check this out, man. Hey, we got Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, and Stephen A. Smith. They all seem to be entangled in a little bit of beef right now. And I think it's funny. I think it's Stephen A. Smith went nuclear on Maddie Beckett with the good hair.
On there, guys, back with another one. Got to talk about this. It's All the Smoke podcast has crashed out on Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith has responded. I remember once upon a time, Stephen Jackson was going at Stephen A. Smith because he talked about calling the league office on Russell Westbrook, some things he said about Kyrie Irving. And at that point, Stephen Jackson started to get a little bit of distance between him and Stephen A. Smith. They shared words back and forth. But after that, Matt Barnes appeared on Stephen A. Smith's show, and he said he was still cordial with him, cool with him, because he's looked out for him in the past. So, to see where they are today, definitely didn't see it coming. But at the same time, you kind of could because of politics and the way those things are in today's society. Look, you choose one side or the other, you're going to have some people coming at you. And so we're going to look at the beginning of this because, like I said, once upon a time, Matt Barnes was indifferent, wasn't mad at Stephen A. Smith. Sack 5 wouldn't come on this show, but Matt would. Let's check that out.
This one, Gilly posted this, and this one hurt my soul, man. Like, he called the league office to see why Russell Westbrook was suspended. And that just don't sit right with me. And he's a journalist, he needs information. That shit was just weak to me. So we're going to get to Jalen Rose in a second because that's another friend of the program. But Jack, Stephen A. Smith of late, what's going on with our guy, man?
One, the reason why my main problem with a lot of people, and especially with Stephen A. when he say stuff like this, Matt, if you was on the corner with 10 brothers in your neighborhood, you wouldn't have said that. You wouldn't have had the balls to say black people relate to Trump. You wouldn't have said that in front of your people, in a room full of your people. You said that on TV because you're comfortable there, and that's the narrative that they want you to pay because somebody probably told you to say that. Bro, I'm not the most intelligent person, but I told you I'm first team common sense. That's why you say these things on TV. So that's why people look at you funny and don't give you the respect. Everything that me and Matt will say on here, we'll say in any barbershop, on any corner, in front of any setting, in front of anybody, because that's how we truly feel. Nobody's telling us a certain thing. So that was the weakest thing. And on the second thing, Matt, you don't work for the league. What make you think you got the power to call and get somebody suspended? So you opening more doors to thinking now, okay, the times where you don't win on TV and spoke bad about me and other players, you called and put your vote in to get people suspended. That's what you're saying? Like that's crazy that you would openly say that.
But I got a lot of love for Stephen A. But sometimes he says some shit that's just like, come on, bro. Matt,
I mean, and that's your boy. I come from under the old law. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that I grew up with that came out of jail that I know that snitching that I ain't fucking with. He a snitch. You snitching, bro. You called the league and told it, nah, that, Matt.
Oh, what? It's people that come out of jail that you know they snitching? Like, what are you talking about? What, Jack? You got to make everything a street situation, Jack. Everything don't got nothing to do with the streets. He knows somebody that's snitching, and Stephen A. is snitch. Stephen A. is a civilian, Jack. He can never be a snitch. But nah, I don't like Stephen A. either. I call him Stephen A. snitch. But I'm just fucking around. But Jack, come on, man. That man ain't, he ain't no street cat. Don't make everything the streets. Stephen A. brought politics to sports. This is something you should never do. Sports was great because it was void of politics. And I think that's why they beefing now. They are beefing because of politics. And now they going to eat themselves. They going to eat their own. Jack them using things that we said against Stephen A., me and Cino years ago. And Stephen A. is using things against Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson that we said years ago. So they about to eat their own now. It's fun to watch. I'm just sitting back, just eating my popcorn. No, keep going.
You called the league and tried to get the old law. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that I grew up with that came out of jail that I know that snitching that I ain't fucking with. He a snitch. You snitching, bro. You called the league and told it, nah, fuck that, man. You called the league and tried to get that man suspended. That was the league decision. You don't do shit like that, bro. You don't do no shit like that's the weakest shit ever. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not fucking with him no more. Y'all can be your homeboy. I can't do no shit like that, dog. Russ is my partner. And, you know, I'm one of the people that's been going to bat for Russ. I didn't hang with Russ. Me and Russ never went out to eat or nothing like that. I'm standing up for Russ on some real nigga shit. That was the weakest shit he could have ever done, was call the league and ask why somebody not suspended, dog.
Now, I wanted to give you the backstory. I'm not going to show you every clip. Obviously, the most recent thing is LeBron James and Memphis and that whole ordeal over there. Stephen A. has some comments about LeBron and Memphis. People are always going to look at that as Stephen A. trying to get his...
And shout out to Around the Association. The original content is on Around the Association.
lick back because LeBron James embarrassed him in front of a crowd of Lakers fans, you know, by walking up on them face to face and cursing them out basically in front of everybody. So regardless of what Stephen A. Smith says or how he tries to do it, it's going to be looked at a certain way as, you know, when LeBron's an easy target to talk about in the media.
And that's how I look at it. Stephen A., he got some valid points on certain things that he say, but he just mad that LeBron embarrassed him. And Matt Barnes is only mad at Stephen A. is because he's been not fully aligned with the Democratic Party. He's been saying some things that make you raise an eyebrow, like, wait a minute, Stephen A., are you way? You know, and so that's why Matt Barnes, he had Kamala Harris on his show. So you already know how that goes.
Media, he's trying to get his lick back, no matter what the real narrative is. So let's look at Matt Barnes' response to what Stephen A. said about LeBron.
So I just saw a video of Stephen A. Smith having an issue with LeBron on a golf course with a bunch of white boys, as he put it, talking about Memphis and how they should move to Nashville. And if you've been paying attention on social media, it's kind of a trending topic right now. I played in Memphis, got a lot of love for the city, but there's no doubt that the city needs to upgrade when it comes to its facilities for pro players. But Stephen A., you shouldn't have a problem with that. You're talking about his words and what they mean to the black community. But you've been the same man in front of the camera for the last handful of months, disrespecting Serena.
In some ways, Captain Jack is kind of right because he's trying to use it in a street terminology. But Stephen A. be snitching on players to reduce players' contracts and to make them look bad to the mass fan base. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I only gave Steven Jackson shit because we saw him at O Block. But he definitely is Stephen A. snitch. That's why I said, nah, I'm just fucking around. Listen here, man. Matt and all you guys, these guys are now trying to use women. I told y'all, when they want to cancel somebody, they use women. So instead of them taking what Stephen, and this is what I say, that a lot of people are one-ply toilet paper thinkers. And that's what they've tried to turn our community into, emotional, one-ply toilet paper thinkers. Nigga, I'm that shaman. I got 7-8 layers to this shit. Yeah, this shit ain't gonna hit your fingers. Matt, he gave a critique of Jasmine Crockett's behavior. You call it disrespect because somebody doing all this and dancing and acting like a jackass and saying everything that Trump would say. She the female version of Trump. And she says whatever come to her mind. If it's vulgar, if it's whatever, she gonna say it. And you want us to say, oh, that's the black woman, and just not say nothing. No, she should be above looking like a hood ratchet chick if you gonna be in politics. Now, I'll take her to the club for a drink, but that just don't assimilate to politics. And that's what Stephen A. brought up. But you called it disrespect because you don't want to examine her behavior. And then when somebody says anything, because I didn't see Stephen A. disrespect them. I seen Stephen A. call out a set of behavior and was very clear in what he said. And now you call it disrespect. So I told y'all, they are mad at Stephen A. This is a political fight that's playing out on camera. These two don't like each other because he don't like Stephen A. no more because of who he let on his platform and how he's starting to talk politically. Watch what he's saying.
Matt Barnes' response to what Stephen A. said about LeBron.
So I just saw a video of Stephen A. Smith having an issue with LeBron on a golf course with a bunch of white boys, as he put it, talking about Memphis and how they should move to Nashville. And if you've been paying attention on social media, it's kind of a trending topic right now. I played in Memphis, got a lot of love for the city, but there's no doubt that the city needs to upgrade when it comes to its facilities for pro players. But Stephen A., you shouldn't have a problem with that. You're talking about his words and what they mean to the black community, but you've been the same man in front of the camera for the last handful of months, disrespecting Serena Williams, disrespecting Jasmine Crockett, disrespecting Kamala Harris, and tap dancing for the whole Republican Party, the whole white.
See, tap dancing. Anything that's not full obedience is tap dancing, and they mind. Stephen A. is Stephen A. is hired by the Dems. He's hired just like Roland Martin to make blacks feel like victims 24/7. Salute. I can kind of agree with that, but Stephen A. has been saying things to make people think that he's still gonna vote Democrat, but he at least calls out some of the behavior, and he exposing these people because they'll love you one minute, and as soon as you call out, you cannot call out any other behavior. You have to be in lockstep. Yep, obedient. I know it don't matter. I'm black. I'm Democrat, and that's what Matt Barnes is saying. He is now challenging Stephen A.'s blackness based on his political affiliation. Because for whatever reason, you black, you Democrat. Your ass better go come back, like Luke said, by Sunday, for whatever reason.
Republican Party. But you got an issue with LeBron talking about a trending topic, and his words carry weight, and he doesn't understand what his words can do to the black community. Do you understand the bullshit you're talking and what that can do to the black community?
I told y'all are looking at two handlers, in my opinion, that's fighting on the internet. I don't know what NBA players calling out service and safety got anything to do with the black community. They called out the conditions of a hotel that the black community don't own. We looked up the white guy who owned the Hyatt. It ain't nail one of y'all black ass. So to even use words like LeBron did something to the black community when he's talking about the service of the Hyatt and the safety of being able to walk around Memphis. The hotel that's a decent hotel is the Peabody, but most of the teams now stay in Mississippi. So if you're not in the NBA and you're not getting the poor customer service that they were speaking about, where sprinkler systems allegedly cut on, then you don't need to be worried about it. It don't got nothing to do with the black community. So I don't understand how black people are stepping up, getting in the way of somebody calling out this white guy's hotel.